So not only it doesn't allow you to measure your advertising profitability, but revenue share is very unfair. It's very unfair because when you educating player at a later stage, you don't get paid for that. And every time you're helping a player to improve his game, in betting, poker, casino maybe, you're generating revenues for the affiliate that initially sent him to the operator. And we all know this story of the poker player that you sent or the betting guy that you sent. I mean, yeah, the issue is a lot in poker. You send a player, you're the one that sent it to the room, he improves his game, he's a great player, he generates huge rake. He discovers a rakeback, he goes to a rakeback site, he takes his wife's bank card, he creates a new account, and you lose all the revenue share on your best players in poker. So yeah, it is very unfair revenue share, and it's also, I think, for the advertiser, every time they're putting £1 in CRM, investing in the community, every time they're putting a lot of efforts to make the player play more, educating him, and so on, they've got to share the revenue with one affiliate. And really, it's kind of, you know, when you're thinking 50% of the revenues I will generate with this investment will go to someone else, you're a bit less motivated. So for those three reasons, you cannot measure your website profitability with revenue share. It's quite unfair in many cases. And the third reason is that for the advertiser, it can become costly, especially if you're good. Is my answer fine? Okay.
Yeah, another question.
Thank you. Colin Jelfs, GG.com. We have we're a sportsbook affiliate mainly. We have probably 20 different advertisers signed up with us. Can I ask you, all of those advertisers generally want to see themselves on the site the whole time. Can I ask you if you think that there is some sort of optimum level for the number of advertisers a site should be promoting at any one time?
I didn't hear the question because of the sound. I will get closer.
Okay, can you hear that?
No, it's hard to hear up there.
Oh, I see. Hi. We have a number of yeah, sure. We have a number of advertisers on our site. Yeah. Probably 20 relationships we have with people. I'm just wondering whether you believe they all want their advertising seen on the site the whole time. Can I ask you if you think that there is some sort of optimum level for the number of advertisers a site should be promoting at any given time?
So is there a particular number of advertisers a site should promote at one time? Can you oversaturate the number of advertisers you have on the site?
I have one affiliate. He does live score of football. He's got many visitors, a few millions. He's generating many cash players. And before I spoke to him, we're not working with him. Why? Because he signed an exclusivity with one advertiser until the next World Cup. He had the best deal ever. Best deal, the highest CPA you can think about. And he said, you know, I just have the best deal. And it is one of the best converting advertiser. I made the best deal with the best converting advertiser. My job is done. He's on my website. I can focus on generating traffic. Well, he will have made more money with lower CPA or even with revenue share. He will have made more money just by putting more advertisers. Oh yeah, one very important point is that 50% of his traffic is recurrent traffic. So it's people coming back to his site. So what happened to these people coming back? They come once, they see the advertiser, they come back again, and they see always the same offer, same proposal, same promise, same advertiser. And okay, they may have opened an account here, but we know that players often have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 accounts. And by giving this exclusivity to one advertiser, he lost the opportunity to bring those players to a different operator or to make them try a different product, even. Now, how many advertisers should I put on my website? Well, usually you have on a typical homepage, I see 5 types of advertising space. You have the banner on the top, the sky on the right, the square, so that's 3 spaces. You have some editorial content, and often you have a ranking of websites. And then your question might be, hey, but how many? Okay, for banners is quite easy. I will play on rotation and so on. But for the rank of websites, the thing that generates the most clicks, should I do a top 5, a top 10, top 8 of advertiser? How should I present it? Should I grade the advertiser? Should I just put a ranking according to bonuses and so on? So that's a question you should ask yourself, and not say, okay, I have a top 5 and that's it. No. So sometimes it might be more interesting to put a top 5 instead of a top 10 because it gives you more leverage in negotiation with advertisers. Sometimes it's better to put a top 10 because you give more choice to the visitor. Yeah. I hope this answered.
You talked about revenue per visitor.
Yeah.
What goal should we be looking for? What should we be trying to get on average for a revenue per visitor?
Okay. Well, obviously it depends on what kind of sites we have. We're working with sports site doing, for example, Foot Marketo is doing 25 million visitors a month on football queries. I mean, this is a lot of recurring traffic. And we have other sites educating players to play multi-table. And we have some sites that are just first on poker rules on Google. So for all the sites, obviously the revenue per visitor is quite different. If you're very specialized, if your site is about betting, poker, or casino, it should be a few dollars, pounds, or euros. Per visitors. Yeah. If you
so my site's getting 1,000 or so unique visitors a day.
Yeah.
So I should be doing about 1,000 a day.
At least, yeah.
Yeah, you're hired for me.
Hi, I'm Matthew Glazier from Bet365. I just wanted to go back to the gentleman's question earlier about how many different operators should be included on his website. Is it not the case that the number is dependent on how many offer a good quality product, really? I mean, by including operators that aren't particularly good in certain areas, such as deposit methods or customer service or even a limited number of markets, is it not the case that then reduces the affiliate's credibility if he starts to push operators that may be offering a lot of money up front, but then don't really, might have a very good CPA to begin with, but don't really have long-standing credibility or have some dubious operations with customers?
Yeah. Well, we're speaking here about how good the advertiser here, how good the advertisers are. The portfolio of advertisers you have, say you have a choice of 50 advertisers that you know. They are more or less good. Some have a good brand. Some convert better. Some pay you a CPA with the rate requirements. Some do not. Some have a great customer service. There's so many parameters. At one point, you just stop the debate. You just say, well, if you convert well, that's great. If you have a great brand, that's great. But I'm all about how much money I'm making per visitor. So we can debate very long about how many advertisers, what space, and so on. But that's where site shares the risk with advertisers. At some point, you say, look, I'm just making $10,000 with this advertising space. If you want to be there, it's a minimum fee of $6,000 or $8,000.